One of the misconceptions I have about Thai dating, I don't know if it's a misconception, but I get very worried that I'm a quite forward, quite liberal girly, and my experience is like Thai guys don't really find me attractive.
Often? They don't?
Not often. แต่ก็คือ like there were a few crushes I had where the guy was just like, no thanks.
Why?
I don't know. Anyway.
You seem like a very beautiful and inside out beautiful girl, you know?
Thank you. And then maybe that was long ago.
I would not say no to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
I'm not trying to hit on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
it's
aren't
not-
we're on a date. So.
Yeah, okay.
Hello, this is Plenty of Fish. I'm here with
ปืนครับ
ปืนนะคะปืน I'm so nervous.
Me too.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a singer and songwriter, So I write songs for myself, I write for other people.
I ask
sing.
like I don't know, but actually musicians are like totally my type.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm not a musician though.
No, like
so
singers.
sad. Oh, yeah. I got a chance.
How did you get into songwriting, into singing?
Well, the first song I actually wrote was for one of my exes. Like I wanted to write it as a Valentine gift. And I started writing like a Thai song. Back then it was. I can't remember the song anymore.
Okay.
You know? At first I started writing Thai, although like I felt more fluent in English. I was just writing in Thai. I didn't know why.
What?
Only recently I started writing in English.
Yeah, I was curious about that because I listened to your latest single. And I was wondering, like, if you started writing in Thai, how did you make that switch to writing in English?
I mean, like, I was really lucky. I met some people who like saw it in me, and they recommended me that with the experiences I've had abroad, maybe I should try like writing in English as well. I think I didn't have the guts to write in English. I thought I couldn't. But it seems to go okay.
Yeah. Seems like you can just because like the song is a banger. I absolutely love it.
I mean, like, one of the things I felt unconfident about was because I didn't like English at all. Like English classes, you know, in high school with literature and stuff, it was just not something I was good at. So.
Do you think like Thai or English, which is the more romantic language to write songs in? English?
I think, I don't know, actually, like they work very differently and they give you very different feels, you know, like I went to so many countries and I learned a lot of languages, and I feel like every language has their own charm in expressing love in some way. Thai too, like there are things I can't express in English, only in Thai. But likewise, like I feel sometimes more comfortable talking about certain topics in English. So yeah, I think it's just different. In my adolescence, I spoke mainly English, and that's where I started discovering, you know, love and stuff. So, and back then, Thai was the language I used to communicate with my grandma, my mom, you know. So
not very romantic,
not very
or
romantic
very
back
sexy.
then. Yeah.
Okay.
But since I moved back to Thailand, I felt a lot more comfortable, like speaking my love language in Thai too.
Wow, okay. Like similarly, I find like I express myself a lot more confidently in English because I spent a lot of time in English, especially as a young adult. Like when I went overseas, I went to study university.
Yeah.
Like I was in Singapore, so it was like we were using English. And I found that like once I started dating, or I started trying to figure out these bigger questions about like who am I, like what do I want, like love, etc. Like I did it mostly in English, right? Yeah, so I find English a little bit more natural. Like
Same. I mean, like, I think we feel each other.
like somebody tries to hit me up in Thai, I'm a little bit like cringe.
Really? But that can happen, I think.
No, it can totally happen. It just hasn't happened yet.
Or for some people, I'm sure, like if someone hit them in English, they
they'd
would
be
have
like,
the same cringe as
right?
well.
It would be
Very
exactly what I
possible.
just did. It would be
Yeah,
like cringe.
very personal, these experiences.
Yeah. I found that like I guess like now as I'm thinking about dating or going on dates, I'm wondering like, you know, what kind of gender roles actually exist in the dating scene? Like, what are things that, like, you know, I don't know what your thoughts about this are. Just because we were talking about gender equality earlier.
I think in the mass media, we're still presented with quite strong gender roles, especially in relationships, like how a girl should behave, how a guy should behave, and I think, you know, that is slowly changing in society. I have a lot of girlfriends who do not believe in these gender roles. You know, they do not believe that they should be paid for at first dates. They, you know, they lean more towards the half-half policy, things like that. So, I think, I think it's slowly changing both in the media and in society. I think people are starting to disagree about this gender role more and more. You know, a lot of my girlfriends do not like to be treated like that by their dating partners. Also, a lot of my guy friends do not believe that they are expected to behave in a certain way when they're on a date. So yeah, although that is changing, I can disagree that gender role is still very much present in the media, you know. And that's something I try to advocate on a lot. Like, I believe it's a fair world. That's this pillar I always hold in every relationship I have, whether romantically or not. I feel like every relationship will last as long as you do not put your happiness before other people's, you know? Like, you don't have to put other people's happiness before yours, but maybe they could be at the same level, you know? So you're not taking advantage of anyone, and you don't think you're more important than who you're with. And I think that's very important, because if you have that philosophy in mind, it will trickle down to all the decisions you make in life, you know. And I think as long as you value the other person's happiness and well-being as much as yours, I think it could be healthy. I'm not saying it's always going to be happy, but I'm sure it's going to be very healthy and, you know, durable. I believe that, yeah.
Would you say your love language is acts of service?
Yes.
Yes. Like, when did you discover that?
I did not.
You did not.
I was told.
Oh.
Yeah. Not directly. Like, I had like a Reiki master coming to ask us about, like, and it's like a psychologist, you know, and the psychologist asked both of us, like, oh, what do you feel? Like, what is his pro? What is his con? They asked my date partner, and they said, the thing that pops up the most about me is my act of service. So that's when I realized. I was like, oh, I looked back and was like, oh yeah, I like doing stuff, you know. I like preparing coffee in the morning. I like cleaning. I might not be doing a very good job, but I like doing it. Yeah.
No, that's very sweet.
Yeah. I guess so. Are you looking for a house cleaner or?
House. I thought you were going to say house husband, housewife.
No, it's too far.
I would need a house, but well, I'm so sad I didn't manage to. I didn't manage to put in an order for a giant croissant. I initially was gonna
order.
You have to order in advance,
How
because
long?
I was gonna say congrats
I
on your
see.
single /
Aw.
are you single?
I would love that big croissant. I
Next
saw
time,
it on
next time.
so many people's like Instagram.
อืม
มินี่เราไม่ได้ถูกสปอนเซอร์นะครับ
No sponsorship.
we're saying this from our heart นะ with AYLA Cafe, but if you want to sponsor, we're very welcome.
we'll accept the giant croissant.
Yeah, for sure. I actually made this with
You
this
made
brand
this?
called Dry Clean Only. Yeah. I like, yeah.
Because I can see like your
Yeah,
artist
and
name.
like I put a lot of nice stuff on. Actually, when I put this on, the light at the place I made it made me think it was silver. And I sent it to get sewn. And when I got it back, I got so shocked because it was gold. I didn't realize.
But actually, like a lot of your accessories are gold.
Yeah, I thought they were all silver.
You thought
Because it was a warm, light place. So yeah.
Would you say you're like a daredevil? You like adrenaline? Or...
I like adrenaline and dopamine a lot. A lot of people say I'm very addicted to dopamine and adrenaline. Sorry, I was just looking if Minnie got my coffee. Thank you, Minnie. I love you. Minnie and AYLA.
เดี๋ยวต้องมี casting sheet อะไรแต่ง as Minnie
ชาวบ้านหนึ่งเป็นชาวบ้านหนึ่ง Hi AYLA
Ice latte.
Oh, thank you so much.
Latte with oat milk.
Thank you so much. I recently became lactose intolerant. ขอบคุณนะครับ
Not sweet.
Thank you. Love you. Thank you. I'm forever grateful to have known you.
Hi, I'm Minnie.
No, she's not. She's casted as Minnie.
casted as Minnie today
She's a stunt.